Nani. Vipita messenger. Hey!
Welcome everyone to the Underhive. Today I'm talking about scrunts, and more scrunts. That's right, you heard me, I said scrunts. So scrunts are Jawa-like creatures from Necromunda. So thanks to the guys from Something City Radio that come out with this great idea initially. It really has inspired me to make loads of them. So if you've got any grots, noblars, gretching, anything like that, a simple head swap out with a Skitarii Ranger head would suffice. And I have done a video on a few conversions about scrunts. Anyway, so I just thought I'd let you know what I've been up to, a few things that I've painted for Necromunda, and a few ideas up and coming. So, first things first, I did show you a picture of this guy, who's yet to be named, and he can double up as a slopper, but I just thought he was wicked. So he is from AOS. He was supposed to be with the shaman, the Cruel Boys shaman, but I thought he was wicked. Painted him up to make it look like a slopper, or just a regular old scrunt with a load of gear on the back. So do quite like this model. Literally it was a simple head swap, nothing too strenuous whatsoever. A few of you old school 40k fans will recognise this basic shape. So this is just a basic looking scrunt, which was based off of a grot for, I think it was originally Gorkamorka. I think it was originally in metal, and then it got made into plastic for regular old 40k, and he was just holding a grenade. So all I do with my scrunts is I basically, like I said, I get a grot or a gretchen, anything like that, simple head swap, and I just paint the flesh more standard fleshy colours, like Caucasian, slightly pinky tones. Not because I think they would be sun-kissed or anything, I just imagine them slightly irradiated and filthy. But that's my own personal preference. If you want to do a paler skin, that's fine. That's just my own personal take on it. And I'm trying to do non-metal metallic, or a poor man's non-metal metallic. So you can see if I bring it a bit more closely and bring a little bit of light on there, how... Oh, focus. There we go. It's just greys with a lighter grey highlight, just to get a little bit of a grubby metallic colour. So all of these do need names. I really hope I can find some rules for these guys to have them in my latest Necromunda campaign. Next, you might recognise this guy. So this one's normally hanging off the back of an orc vehicle. He's normally got a banner in this hand, banner pole, and he's just dangling in the breeze. Simple head swap, but also this time around, because I've got a few of these plasma stub guns combos, because I've got a few Goliath gangs, and I'm swapping out some weapons for my leader, and I thought that would be pretty cool. Although that gun would probably send him reeling backwards, I just thought it would be a bit of fun. So that's the three I've got painted up so far. On the horizon, I've also got a few noblars as well. So this one here has got a massive pack on his back with food, spears, loads of different kinds of weapons, and a corpse. So still not entirely sure if I should leave the head there, but you know, meat's needed in Necromunda, and you know, humanoid meat is probably the most common meat found in Necromunda. So once again, simple head swap, tiny bit of green stuff underneath. And quite looking forward to painting this guy up. So you can see he's breaking his back carrying all this gear. So he very much could be a trader, or some kind of merchant in your gang. I mean, maybe if you want a few more credits, it'd be pretty good for him to be used as like some kind of fixer or something. So fixers gain D3 times 10 credits per game, which can stack up pretty fast. You've got to do it just a couple of games and he's pretty much paid for himself already. So I thought that would be pretty nice. What else have I been painting for Necromunda other than Skrunts recently? Well, glad you asked. Got fleas. So these fleas are from the Galapox infected. So I've just done a few flea-like tones on 2 of them. And some fleshy kind of tentacles. So focus, focus, focus. Yeah, my super glue riddled hands. So almost a little bit prawny, a little bit dirty, a little bit pussy, a little bit manky, but flesh-y tones on the tentacly bits. They're kind of blending into my flesh tones. But that's 2 of, he says, smacking the camera. And then I've got another 2 which I decided to go for a little bit more crazy colours. So I've gone for purples on the other 2. So once again, fleshy looking colours. Very simple, quick and easy to paint. No converting necessary other than the usual base swap. But I was thinking for my mutants, if you've watched my last Necromunda video, the one on mutants, funny enough, I was thinking my gang, rather than having cyber mastiffs or giant rats, would rather have giant fleas. So a bit more Fallout-esque, big giant fleas, slightly irradiated, I thought would be very fun. If I use them ever, I would probably just use the giant rat rules, because they're cheap, they're not OP, and I shouldn't offend anybody. Plus, I just think they look cool. So, once again, just proves that pretty much any Games Workshop model, in fact, most models, can be modified in some way to be used in Necromunda. These were very little customization whatsoever. So what is coming up next? Other than that fixer, possible fixer, scrunt, I really want to do a full-blooded scrunt team. So if someone can point me in the right direction for rules for scrunts, I'm probably being really blind on the Sump City Radio Facebook page. I can't see any rules for them. There's loads of files attached on their Facebook page, loads of different cool things, but I can't see rules for scrunts. So if I'm being blind, which is a distinct possibility, please point me in the right direction. So what have I got coming up next? Well, I am starting a new campaign, like I said. A scrunt gang would be cool, and I'm always adding more Goliaths to my gangs, even though it's not necessary, because I do have, well, look at my Goliaths here next to me. I probably have about 30 customised and modded and fully painted Goliaths, and there's always more on the horizon that need to be painted, like this guy here. So this guy here, not even halfway through painting, doing a little bit on the base there. Starting with the base colours, filling in the blacks, going for the skin tones, and painting up my Goliaths. As per usual, with their almost jumpsuit looking colours. So I'll give you an example of what I've got going on. So here's my hand flamer and stub cannon. That's the kind of paint scheme I normally go with my Goliaths. So, always got Goliaths on the go in the background, but I really want to start a second gang. And I'm not just talking about scrunts. So, because I can't stop collecting things, especially things in the Necromunda Underhive, I do have a Delac gang, which the only reason I picked up is because I painted the character Doc up way back when, and I really like those tones, and of course he is very Delac-esque. So I would like to paint a Delac gang. I've got 2 boxes, so I could do some custom work in this kind of tone. That's nice, that's not bad, but Delac isn't my main love. I normally go with a close combat-y kind of army. That's why I went for the Goliaths, and I know my friend Dan, Tabletop Dan, we play locally in a campaign, has got corpse grinders, so I don't want to step on his toes. But I've also got some Van Saar. Now I think Van Saar is sometimes a little bit too nasty. A lot of time hitting on 2s, some crazy combos. But basically, I want to paint my Van Saar like the Atreides in the latest Dune film. So different shades of a slightly off-white, I think would look pretty cool. Because they are quite tech-heavy, and I just, when I saw that film, I thought, yeah, they're quite Necromunda-y Van Saar. The only trouble is, with the pale skin and the pale armour, it might be a bit too pale. So I think I might give their skin maybe a bit of a blue or even a purplish tinge. To make them look a little bit more irradiated and sickly looking. So that's what I'm trying to do in the future. And also, if you know any of my previous Necromunda work, I do a lot of Necromunda terrain. Love it. Always love terrain. 40k terrain and general sci-fi terrain. It's normally my bag. I do like the grimdark feel, and I have started painting up some of my main tiles. Now, I have had a OnlyFans building previously. I have made a few toilets, like urinal and a dubbed golden throne, and a few dive bars and food outlets like Amaral Snack Bar, which is great, but I actually want to tie it all together, so I'm going to start painting up my tiles. And as much as I like these kind of colours, I also want to give a nod to the original colours of the old cardboard sets from way back when. So I'm going to give a bit of a bluish tinge to a few of these tiles, and then scrub away and leave the rust poking underneath. So I'll probably do a video on that in the future. If anybody is interested, please put a comment in the comment section below, and I will pull my finger out and I will start doing some recording. But yeah, that's just me rambling for the last 10 minutes or so about what I've been up to in the Necromunda world. I would really like to see what you guys have been up to, especially if you do anything Necromunda wise. So if you could post any pictures of work in progresses or even finish previous projects up on our Facebook page, which is the House of Chaos community. I would love to see them, and I really would like some inspiration when I start ripping through my terrain, because there's a lot of it, and I don't want to get that hobby funk. So thank you very much for watching. Please stay safe, you wonderful people, and I'll catch you in the next video.